My name is Caroline Flaminio.
My name is Jason Bradley.
I'm Roseanne Shea.
Dominic Carini.
I am Kyle Piatek.
I'm Jeff Castaldi.
My name is Gwen Pellegrino, and this is our Crusader journey. Where was I in March of 2020?
Year ago, a little more than a year ago, would have been my 10th year at Holy Cross.
So I've been here for 25 years and I've become very comfortable in our surroundings. We have a beautiful space.
And I wasn't teaching at the time. I was longing to come back to teaching.
I look forward to coming to school every day for that interaction with the students in smaller classes.
Before COVID, I actually had just started here in January.
I taught the same variety of subjects every year for many years, and I felt very confident in that, and I was really in my element, very happy.
So March of 2020, I was putting together all my stuff to a job search. Because it's a perfect time to get back into teaching during a pandemic.
Before the pandemic, I was still very new to the whole teaching thing.
Education so radically changed everywhere.
My initial reaction was, I have to learn how to adapt and, be able to adjust to, whatever happens.
Well, I'm really good in emergencies, and this was a big emergency.
For me, my goals for the academic year was trying to keep the students engaged.
Just really trying to take everything that the administration and with the help of Mr. Shea, educationally trying to get to that 21st century digital model.
As far as a long-term goal, it was the same as my short-term goal. Show up every day, be enthusiastic, get that hook, and get something accomplished and make it worthwhile for them.
I felt like, bend your knees, get ready to roll with the skateboard or the wave or whatever you're on, and we can do this.
It was people that I leaned on most effectively that helped me.
Mrs. Estrada,
Kate Seller,
Nick Lozano,
Miss Villano,
Mr. Kinley,
Andy Shea.
Andy Shea.
Mr. Shea.
I felt like Andy was our go-to person. We used to call him the technology guru.
The administration really stepped up, and the people who work with technology were very helpful to me anytime I had a problem.
Tommy Pompey made it very clear that he has our back. He believes in us, and he also treats us like professionals.
I mean, one of the things that was hard for someone like me to get used to is the fact that, we're not going to cover everything that we would normally cover.
Colleagues have been super helpful to be like, okay, where are you right now? Oh, you're wrapping up Macbeth. Okay, you're on Act 3. Okay, to kind of help with the pacing.
Mr. Tommy was very good, at emphasizing to people, look, do what you can do, teach.
There were times when I said, I'm retiring. I have to retire. I can't do this. It's too hard. And I don't say I can't do this very often.
I tell people, when I started teaching, okay, and yeah, it was 1977, you can put it in there, okay, they had a VCR with mechanical switches on it. And in front of the entire faculty, I remember in the lecture room, they gave a demonstration of how to use it. And like we're looking at each other, I ain't never gonna be able to figure that out. And then if you point it out to me, like right now, I'm using 2 laptops on my desk, one to get one thing, one to get to the other thing, and zooming in kids from one kid from China, another kid who can't, for medical reasons, can't be in class, and making sure that they're in. I would have told you back then, you're out of your mind.
So the technology was a big challenge for me at first.
Well, the one challenge was, the face-to-face time was only, if you take away the paper towel time, per week about 75 minutes. And I would think about everything that which is not much time, and also not much time for those students that really need the guidance through something like Beowulf.
It's very hard to do things hands-on, very hard to do things that I would normally do in class with my students, projects, activities, group things. just because of the socially distance, because we never know when we had to go remote.
The biggest challenge, I think, for me personally, was making sure that the DLC work and the student prep work was not merely busy work.
So that was my biggest challenge academically, was trying to get them to still stay engaged without it constantly being read this, do that, read this, do that.
But the biggest challenge for me, I think, was not in keeping the kids engaged when it came to the Zoom meeting, but more making the time effective and efficient.
But even the teachers, on learning how to use all this new stuff and having split classes, and of course, okay, I have 5 classes. Well, really, I have 10 classes, and I got to make sure one half of the class is almost exactly the same place as the other half of the class.
Everything had to be very clear, and you really had to make those objectives very clear for the students, so they realized how the DLC lessons are really a reflection of what we did in class, and it's a way to continue that learning.
So just pulled myself up by the bootstraps and did, what I had to do.
Spent a lot of time doing face-to-face, and when my students came in face-to-face, that's what it was. I did not have them on the computer. I did not have them taking plethora of notes. It was more talking about a topic.
I think being patient with myself and with our students, and knowing like where we want to be and where we aren't always the same thing, and that's not what it's about in the end.
Like how much are you going to get through? Which I hate that term, get through it. More poems, more short stories, another play. So it's just a constant kind of, you have to be consciously making decisions.
Beginning of the school year, with the weather being nice, I did take my health classes outside, tried to get them out to the fresh air, tried to do different activities with health outside, such as meditation.
I have learned more about including videos, short videos, longer videos, whichever is appropriate from YouTube. In particular, I did it for the contemporary issues class, but it's also helped me explore the fact that there's an awful lot of stuff out there that can be used, instead of like the old days of getting a film projector. Stop laughing.
About myself, I learned to really just appreciate what I have, the people I have around me, the opportunities that I have, especially in this building, and appreciate, the faculty and staff that are here.
After this whole year, I feel pretty smart because I was able to learn what I had to learn, and now with just familiarity, it's become second nature, and I feel like I'm getting smarter and smarter. And for somebody who's like closer to retirement age than to the beginning of my career, I feel pretty good about that.
Over the past year, about myself, I think I've learned that I'm still able to adjust.
So you could teach this old dog some new tricks.
The pandemic really brought into relief the need to consider the whole student.
You never know what someone's going through, and to really remember to take care of the whole student, the whole child, the whole kid.
I wanted to know what is going on in that seat. It's not just Joe Smith, but Joe Smith has got this whole story coming to Holy Cross.
And that the instruction is really important, and the spirit is more important.
I need to know what's going on with my students' lives, because maybe they're not turning in homework because they're helping out at their parents' restaurant, or they're working a job because their parents lost their job, or they have got a whole slew of worries because their mom's a nurse.
My biggest takeaway from this past year is you never know what the next day is going to bring.
Enjoy the time and the circumstances that you're in, whatever they are, because they'll change overnight.
Everything happens for a reason. I do truly believe that.
Expect the unexpected.
I think this has taught us that we can meet any challenge head on and be successful at this school.
What it's about is that we're together. Like, thank God we were able to do this in this way this year. Without it, I think we would all be in very different emotional, mental, social states. And right now, there's a wonderful life that we're experiencing inside of the students, what they're doing in the classrooms, what they're doing outside of the classrooms, and then the dynamic that we're seeing them when they leave the building each day. It's joy-filling.